Hi, my name is Tiffany Williams, and this is my tribute speech for Oral Communication Online class. Imagine being married with 3 children and seeing an ad in the paper and uprooting your whole life to live a dream, to build your dream. And that is what my grandparents did. Cora and Marlon Post is their name, and they have thousands of thousands of followers on Facebook now. And they are literally retired and doing exactly what they want to do with their life. It was a lot of work though. But my grandpa was worked in a hot dog factory. And this was, I think they were in their 20s. And they had 3 kids. My grandma was a stay-at-home mom. And they saw an ad in the paper that said there was land available and they needed somebody to come and log it and build a farm out of it. And at the time they lived in Iowa, they moved to Arkansas and met these people, and they literally logged the land. Part of the money went to the owner and part of it went to building fences and building the farm. And by the time I remember them, they had already built a shop and a house. They had a big underground house. It was really neat. And a ton of land. They sold cattle as their main form of income. It was Charolais cattle, and we had goats and peacocks and ducks and geese. Mine and my brother's job was to go collect peacock feathers and sell them for $5 a bundle, and we thought we were making a ton of money. When my mom died and my dad got very sad, he ended up on drugs and moving out of state. He moved to Florida. My grandma ended up taking care of my brother and I at the same time as trying to build this farm. And I think it's just incredible that she took us in and she was able to take care of us and take care of her farm, and spending a ton of money in trying to build her life. And unfortunately, she ended up losing it whenever the owner of the property died, and there was a dispute over the property, and she lost that part of the farm. But they took that money and they rebuilt. They bought a house, they bought some land, they moved many animals as they could and as much equipment as they could, which was probably not even half of what they did have. And they sold everything else that they had time to sell, because they only had 30 days, I think. And they rebuilt, and they bought a house that needed some work. They have land, and they ended up semi-retiring. By this time they were getting older, so they still had the cattle. The peacocks were a lot of maintenance, and they take a lot of care. They don't move very well, so they ended up not having the peacocks, but they still had chickens and ducks and guineas, and they have their miniature goats, and they decided to start breeding mules. They had horses and one donkey, or Jack. And they decided to breed mules, and now they breed mules and ship them all over. They actually had a mule born. It was like a Dalmatian color, I think 3 to 5 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. And this year they have a paint mule born. It's a white and black paint. And they pretty much retired the chicken farms and stuff, and now she's built them into big barns. So she has all these not cages, but corrals for all the horses and their babies and stuff, and people will ship their horses to them to breed them for mules, and then she'll breed them and send them back. And her Facebook page is called Post Farm Mules, if you guys ever see that around. That's my grandparents. I just think it's crazy to go through so much and build the life they've built. It was a lot of work, and I saw them go through a lot of hard times, and they work sun up to sundown every day, no matter if it's storming, raining, snowing. It's incredible.